And welcome to everyone. Today our guest is MMA fighter Joshua Smith. Joshua, thank you so much for accepting the invitation and congrats on your victory. What could you say about yourself in like 3 or 4 sentences? Then we are going to go with question by question with some aspects of your career and your future plans. Please go for it.
I'm just really excited, man. It's kind of surreal because the opportunity just came out of nowhere, and I've been working my butt off to get here. So I'm just ready for what's next.
That's outstanding. When did you start training MMA, and which was your first martial art?
Started training MMA about, I want to say 2013. And my first mixed martial artist lasted about 32 seconds. I won, of course, but I just stemmed off of my wrestling background. And it kind of carried me over into jiu-jitsu and then now into striking.
How would you describe your fighting style?
My fighting style is unpredictable. I'm a great wrestler. If we get to the ground, I believe I have the advantage over anyone. That's my fighting style. But if we stand up, I feel like I can take it there too. Because I mean, if you viewed my last fight, a bunch of people was saying he was catching me and stuff, but I was slipping on the canvas. Like I think maybe in the first round he may have hit me twice. And if you looked at his corner and my corner, I was smiling and talking. He was banged up. But no disrespect to him. He's a great fighter, but I just felt like I had the advantage everywhere we would have went. If we would have went on the ground, I was the better grappler. If we would have stood on the feet, I was better at standing on the feet. I was better at being an MMA fighter.
Who are your coaches and sparring partners?
My coaches, Cattell, Coach Cattell, Coach Pahumpa, all of American Top Team, basically are my coaches. King Mo's been my coach for years. Coach Conan, I mean, like, they collectively coach all of us. So everyone at American Top Team is getting treated as if they're the number one guy. Everyone's getting coached to be the best that they can be. And as far as sparring partners, man, we have a group of amazing candidates at my weight class. I have Kyoji Horiguchi, Alexander Pantoja, Adriano Moraes. I had Peter Yan for 7 weeks at one point. I have Ronnie Yaya. I have Eric.
I don't hear you.
Kyoji Horiguchi. We have a ton of talent in our room. Formiga, Marlon Moraes, Pedro Moon. The list goes on. Like everyone in our gym is a high quality MMA fighter. So it's hard. You won't get any easy rounds there. And everyone's, I think now, I mean, everyone is a champion of their division. So I'm pretty excited to join the upper echelon with them.
Awesome. Do you have the favorite strike, and do you have the favorite submission?
My favorite submission is a Darce choke. I can get a Darce choke from anywhere. We could be standing up and I could be like, bloop, and jump into a Darce choke. But favorite striking, it would have to be the jab. I feel like the jab is basically painting my picture for my next attack. Maybe it's disguising my next attack, but the jab is where it's at for me.
Can you elaborate the origin of your nickname?
The origin of my nickname, well, hey, I'm that guy. I mean, how many people you know rock gold hair? You know, it's one of those, you know, when you're out and about and you see someone do something wild and spontaneous, you're like, who's that guy? I'm that guy. So in my fight, when you see crazy things happening, you're like, yo, I just seen that guy do this. That's right. You seen that guy do this, this, and this. So yeah, my origin just comes from my actions. I just tend to surprise people a lot with the things I do. So yeah, I'm that guy, Josh Smith.
Do you have the favorite animal?
Favorite animal? A jaguar. Yep. No, a panther, a black panther. A panther or a jaguar. I like both their styles. I think they're the same animal. Yeah. Yep. It would have to be a panther. I like his style. He's calm, cool, and collected, but no one's gonna mess with him because he will show you them things. He'll launch them teeth and attack you from anywhere. So I'm rock with the panther.
Who was the toughest amateur opponent for you and why?
That I fought or
Yes,
that I
yes,
know
yes,
right
yes.
now. My toughest amateur opponent was Ryan McDonald. Because he didn't really lose much when we were in the amateur scene, and then he ended up going 10-0 before making it to the UFC and falling off. I would like to fight him again, but he doesn't return my calls or my call outs or anything. So I think that's dead in the water. He probably even retired, but I think he was my toughest amateur fight.
What can you say about your first professional fight?
I lost my first professional fight. Well, all of my amateur fights, I was a 135 pounder. Hello? No. All my amateur fights, I was a 135 pounder. And I thought, you know what? If I go to 25, it's going to make so much difference. I'm going to dominate the scene. But MMA doesn't work like that. You need your energy and you need your stamina and you need your strength. So, all of my fights that I've ever lost is all at 125, or me trying to make 25. The ones that I fought at 35, I have won them all, literally. Like it, and you'll hear me say it in other interviews that I don't lose at 35. It's because I'm healthy, I'm strong, and I'm capable of doing everything I want to at 35. At 25, I feel like at flyweight, I feel like I'm slow, I'm sluggish, I don't have the muscle I need. So I can't perform the way I want to.
About your second professional fight, you won it, right?
Yes, of course. I went back up to 35. I lost. I was like, oh, man, forget this cutting weight stuff. Went back up. Then I went back down and lost again. Then I went up and I won again. So, I mean, after me going down the final time, it was like 2 fights ago, I tried to make 25. Didn't even get to make the weight. I made like 128, and I was dying. And after that fight, and I took an L on that fight. And after that, my team, my family, they said 125 is no go anymore. Like you should never fight that weight class again. And I was like, I understand. So yeah.
So Abdiel Velasquez was also 125, right?
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, can't do 25 no more. No one will let me. Like if I say I'm gonna fight 25, my coaches will say no. My wife will say no. my unborn child will say no. Like that's just not the place I need to be.
Yeah, I get it. So which was your first 135 bout?
Oh, it was my amateur. All of my amateur bouts was 135. All of them. My first amateur bout was in Omaha, Nebraska. I think his name was Ryan Blair. It lasted 32 seconds. Took a shot, jabbed him. Then I faked the shot. Then I took a real shot. Took his back, similar to the way I finished this fight, and choked him out.
Yeah, excellent. What can you say about your win over Joe Pearson?
Joe Pierce is a legend. It kind of gave me motivation to keep going and doing what I want. Keep going and competing in MMA more so, because I was like, if I can beat someone of this caliber, then I can. And he was a WEC title fighter. Like he fought for the title in WEC, and I figured if I could beat someone like that, then I can do a lot more in this MMA sport. So, kind of gave me a lot of confidence.
What can you say about your victory over Ramirez? It was a short choke victory.
That Eric Ramirez, actually, he stepped up. The guy I was supposed to fight backed out, and Eric Ramirez stepped up on like a week notice and said he was a real fighter, and he got in my face at the weigh-ins, and he was ready to throw down. But I felt like I took him into deep water, and anytime you go on the ground with me in a fight, you're in my zone, you're in my area, and I took him there, and he didn't. And he didn't want to continue fighting. He didn't want to continue that fight. It, yeah, he didn't. I took him into a bad place and showed him my world.
What do you think about CFFC or CS as a promotion, or however you call it? And what can you say about the debut?
Which C. All right, now I just fought for two organizations. I fought for CFFC. A fight ago, and then this last fight I just fought for CES, and they're two different promotions.
And then CFFC.
I like CFFC. Honestly, what I would like to happen. I don't know if their belt is vacant too, but I would like to fight for their title as well. I want to defend both titles. I want to be a two division champ, and I think I have the potential and the drive and the motivation that I can do it. Or if someone wanted to call me up to a bigger organization, I'm down with that. I'm just trying to get to the top. And that guy will be at the top. Mark my words, boy.
In your last fight, what was the key plan for your final opponent, the one you fought? What was your final? Did you have some specific strategy heading into that fight?
Yes, absolutely. I seen that he was a boxer. I seen that he was a southpaw, but he was a southpaw boxer in many of his last fights. But if you took time to study him, he would knock people out with his right hand. So that made us believe that he was orthodox. He was really right-handed. He was right-handed fighting southpaw. So my thing was to use my Muay Thai on him because in his interviews, he said he's been practicing his grappling. In his profile, it says he was a wrestler. And in this fight, it showed he was really great at his stand-up and his boxing. So I wanted to take the aspect that none of us seen before, and I wanted to bring him to a Muay Thai base. So I started attacking the kicks, the front kicks, the leg kicks, the calf kicks. And every time he tried to strike, I tried to launch another kick to brittle him up because I know it was a 5-round fight. And I figured maybe he might catch me in these earlier rounds, but then I'm going to take him into my zone in the later rounds. And I took the shot. A lot of people think I was missing the shots. No, I was taking false shots to get him to hesitate on attacking so much. And finally, he hesitated at the right second. And I took his back. I took a shot and worked up to his back and took him out. So I guess our strategy was to work on the Muay Thai fight stance more and fighting base more, and then take him out with some jiu-jitsu. But I did say all week that I was going to take him out in the second round, and spoke it into existence.
Looking from the fighting aspect of the game, what is the greatest advantage of Muay Thai over boxing? I mean, you said you utilized your Muay Thai skill to defeat the boxer. So what is the greatest advantage according to your thoughts?
Well, boxers mostly they stand with a wide stance, and they have their weight on their front foot heavy. So if you put your weight on your front foot and you're very heavy on your front foot, and I kick your leg, you're gonna take most of the damage. So I would kick his leg, and if you look at the fight, he changes his stance multiple times because his legs are hurting. His legs are probably hurting today because mine are still sore. But he would switch his stance multiple times, and I knew that was where I would catch him.
For example, my brother, he trained Muay Thai, but he was holding like this very high hands. So I don't know how he defends from that stance. It's kind of, but again, I respect Muay Thai as a martial art. I'm actually a big fan of Muay Thai, but I honestly don't know how he defends with hands like this.
There's ways like they'll defend like this and then come right here, or they'll slap your hand down, and then come with an elbow after. But I know, my I wasn't really focusing on defending. I was focusing on staying out of the way and attacking when he attacked. Because if he came with his hands to box, I would maybe attack with the foot because my foot's longer than his hands, or it would get there first, or he would run into something. And yeah, we just focused on the things that he wasn't focusing on.
Can you please describe how does one day in your life look like?
Oof. All right, one day in my life, wake up, wife makes me breakfast, I go to training. We train from about 11 to maybe 1 or 2. After that, I come home, I eat lunch, I take a nap, shower up, take a nap. I wake back up. We have training again at around 6 o'clock. Um, After that, I probably go hang out with some friends, get on Fortnite, or if I have another session throughout the day, we might take some conditioning or a run. But my day that's work for me. So like my day is pretty much similar every day of the week except on the weekends. But the weekends I kind of take a break, let loose, and relax. Go out to the beach, enjoy my day.
Yeah, pretty much living like a real athlete. Pretty much hard way to live. Yeah, yeah, outstanding. You said about plans for the future, but do you have some fights slated at the moment, or your plan to keep the ball rolling and to see what's gonna happen next?
My plan is to heal up right now after this fight. My legs are a bit swollen, but I plan on keeping the ball rolling. I want to keep collecting victories, keep getting wins. I would like to be in a higher organization because I know I can compete with the best, but CES is treating me fabulous. So I'm okay with defending my title if need be. But if the UFC, Bellator, Ryzen, ONE FC needs a 135 pounder, then I'm here.
According to your thoughts, including all the major organizations, which major organization offers, how do you say, the strongest 135 weight class?
Now that's hard because I've trained with the champs in both Bellator and the UFC, and man, oh man, I don't know. I would say they're about, I don't know. I mean, whoever picks me up is the better organization. Whichever one picks me up, that's gonna have the edge over who's the better organization, and with bantamweights because I'm the real deal, and they gonna see that soon, my man.
Well, they'll probably see it in the future. I ask you that question because I'm a diehard fan of Kyoji.
Yeah, that's my brother. I love Kyoji. That's one of the guys that said that I've trained with the top at in each organization. I've trained Kyoji's my number. If you go to my Instagram, like it's me and him all up and down. That's my number one training partner. I love that guy.
Did he learn English properly?
Yes, he's still learning English. But he can speak very well. His English is very well, and he can understand everything you're saying to him. So his English is up there. It's pretty good.
Yeah, especially after that fight. I think he fought Caldwell when Caldwell was holding him on the ground, and after the fight, Kyoji says, "Oh, please don't get mad at me. I wasn't able to give you an entertaining fight." And I was like, "Okay, man, you won. Who cares?"
Yeah, I was there for that fight. I was in Kyoji's corner.
I
It was it
remember.
was it was an amazing fight, man, and he followed the game plan, but he really wanted to stay on his feet more. So I mean, I don't blame the guy. The guy's pretty amazing on his feet. So I could see why he would want to keep striking.
Yeah, I remember you were in the corner. I recognized you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to add something to the interview? Is there something we missed to say? Would you like maybe to give a shout out to somebody?
Just give a shout out to my team, American Top Team, Dan Lambert, Richie, all my teammates and coaches. I'm very grateful and humble that they've gotten me this far, and I expect to go a lot farther. So, if anybody else want me to fight for a title, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Just to
That's
tell
all.
you, Denis Paiva was my guest on 2 occasions, and very, very great
Well,
fighter and a very respectful fighter. Just to tell you, he is
he,
great.
he is a very respectful fighter. I really like Dennis a lot. We became really good friends, really close after weigh-ins, during weigh-ins. Man, his energy was so pure and so just a really great guy all around. And it's the fight business. I mean, it's sad that we had to battle, but I mean, it's our job. It's our job, and I really liked the kid. I came after. I mean, people didn't get to see this, but after the fight, I went back to his locker room so I can find him and give him a hug because, man, he's just an honorable guy, man.
Yeah, absolutely. When I discussed him, he said that he wants to be the first Portuguese fighter in the UFC. Unfortunately, he didn't have luck to ten White Contender Series. But again, right now, Portugal has fighters, but actually, he comes from a country where MMA is not that much popular, and I respect him even more because of that, like a revolutionary person.
Yeah. He what? To me, I still think he can fight and go on. Maybe he'll change his mind eventually, but like that guy's a goer. I love fighting him, and man, hey, like I said, I hope we see him in the future.
Thank you so much for this interview. I will upload it tomorrow. I will send you a link, okay?
Thank you, bro. See you
Okay,
later.
and please send my regards to Kyoji.
Will do.
All right.
Bye.
Goodbye.